One of the first lessons I ever had, first really, really good personal lessons I ever had about marketing came from Dr. Robert Schuller. I was a guest speaker on the Hour of Power, probably what was it, 25, 26 years ago, honey? Something like that. And after, and when you do the Hour of Power, you do 2 services. And each one has, at least back then, each one had about 4,000 people in the services. They videotape the services, and then they edit the program, broadcast it around the world to several million people. So I'm much more famous than you ever thought I was. So anyway, but after we did the services, we went out for Sunday brunch. And at brunch, he said, "You know, Steve, you really should be a professional speaker." I said, I didn't know you could get paid to be a speaker. And he said, yeah, oh yeah, you can get paid a lot of money to be a speaker. So I said, all right, tell me, how do you find people that hire professional speakers? And he said, how do you hunt moose? How do you hunt moose? Oh, there they are. There it is. All right. How do you hunt moose? So it wasn't exactly the answer I was looking for, right? And I said, well, I'm not really sure I understand the question. And he said, well, if you were hunting moose, would you go to Florida? I said, well, no, of course not. I'm not going to go to Florida. He said, if you were hunting moose, would you use a tennis racket? Well, no, I guess not. I wouldn't use a tennis racket. Would you use Hostess ding-dongs to attract them to you? I said, no, I guess not. That's not what I would be doing. I would probably, he said, well, so what would you do? And I said, well, I guess I would probably go up to Canada. That's where I would go. I would probably have to have some kind of moose gun, right? Some kind of moose gun. And I would have to come up with some kind of moose bait, right? And he said, exactly right. He said, that's the basis of marketing. He says, you've got to know exactly who you are trying to market to, and then you need to learn as much about them as possible. You need to learn about where they hang out, who they hang out with, what do they eat, what do they do, what do you need to know about them that you can then use that information to help go market them.